Sununu talks about how he was so impressed by all of the specific details Donald Trump talked about in what was a completely unhinged, rambling speech. Here, watch this clip.
Whose plan are you liking, and what really speaks to you in your state? What will work with voters there?
So again, when we talk about the voters, we're talking about that 8 to 10% of swing voters, right? Those are the ones that are still up for play and probably will be through October. It's not the economy, it's cost of living. And those voters are going to be swayed by who is the change agent, right? Who is the individual? Is it Kamala Harris or is it Donald Trump that'll be an agent of change to make my life more affordable?
Sometimes when I hear these people talk about Trump being an agent of change, it's kind of funny because the same person who keeps on crying about grievances, the same person who keeps on trying to use the same playbook by calling people names, by insulting people, by doing the same thing that he did in 2016, and you are here saying he's an agent of change. Trump, an agent of change, as you know, we all know when the attempted assassination happened, everybody was thinking that because of that incident, Trump was going to change. And Trump himself said his people were asking him to change. But he was like, nah, I'm not going to change. So when you talk about an agent of change, you cannot put Donald Trump's name in that pot. Donald Trump will never be an agent of change. Everybody expected him to at least change his ways after that attempted assassination, which is also something which people have to talk about because that assassination has more to it. Trump will never be an agent of change. Why are these people really believing in what they say, or they are saying it just to make sure that they don't get Trump on their back? Because once you say something different and Trump comes for you, you toe the line and you go to lick his ass. What agent of change is he really talking about? And we are also going to find out how he did in that particular, was it a conference or it was a meeting? We are going to find out, and we're going to listen to what he said, and questions were asked. Did he actually answer the questions? So we will find out. Let's finish listening to this guy, what he's trying to say Trump would be, that we all know Trump would never be, and he knows that too.
It's not about the number of jobs that are created. People have jobs. They just want things to be affordable again, and that's it. And between now and November 5th, the rent comes due, right, on the 1st. The credit card bills keep coming in. The energy bills the electric bills keep coming in. There's a lot of costs American families are going to have, and that's the anxiety, right? Anxiety is what drives someone to go to the voting booth and ask for change. And Americans still have a lot of anxiety, especially within an impending recession, which is very real. And there's no question Donald Trump is always going to be more trusted as someone that's been on the front lines.
More trusted. He's been in the front line in business. Donald Trump is somebody who could not even make money from a casino. Donald Trump is somebody who has gone bankrupt 6 times. Donald Trump is somebody who has been given fraudulent documents to bank to obtain loans. Donald Trump is somebody who lies about everything he owns and everything he ever owns. The court have slammed him with millions and millions of fines to pay because of lies. Donald Trump will lie even to his pregnant wife. Donald Trump will lie to any and everybody. Why are these people so, how can I put it? Why do they not just say the truth for their own sake?
Can actually speak to details,
Really?
to all the personality challenges that a lot of us know and accept that he has. It's results that people want.
So do you trust somebody who's got personality changes? Do you really trust somebody who you know he has got personality changes? You know that as soon as something annoys him, as soon as he hit a brick wall, he's going to change. Somebody who stands firm in his decision, that is a person you can actually trust. Somebody who, when they say no, they stand for no. When they say yes, it is yes. But if you are relying on somebody who can, Imagine you waking up from bed, you don't know if he's going to change a no he said yesterday into a yes, or he's going to change a yes he said yesterday into a no. How can you trust somebody like that? How can you trust somebody with simple things to stand for as a man? You yourself is saying he's got lots of personality changes. How can you trust him?
Only new results are going to bring the change to kind of lower the temperature in their families and give them more economic freedom. And that's what it's about, not the global economy.
And here again, Fox runs a segment applauding Donald Trump from being policy focused and very specific, which it was the exact opposite of that. And I'll show you that in just a moment. Play the clip.
A different Donald Trump when he's speaking to this Economic Club of New York. It's not a rally. It was very policy oriented. And
can anybody believe what she just said? That Trump can be policy oriented. That Trump can that Trump can stay on message. Who in his right mind can believe that? That Trump that we know can stay in line and deliver an answer without going from London to Mumbai, from Mumbai to Dubai, Dubai to Senegal, Senegal to Yaoundé, Yaoundé back to New York, with you just waiting for that precise answer that you ask. Who can believe what these people are saying? Only MAGA can believe. Only those who have willingly accepted Trump to be their savior will believe what she is saying.
I think that this version will do well if we see it on Tuesday night, if we see this version of the former president.
You know what she's implying there is Trump is unpredictable, and he is unpredictable. She's talking about version. If you want to vote somebody to be the president of the United States, Trump was voted first. That was a big mistake. Everybody knows that. If you want to vote somebody, you have to vote for somebody who hasn't got two versions of himself. You have to vote for somebody who you know is that person. You either know he's that person and he's going to stand strong on his feet and say, yes, this is me and this is how I do things. You should not be voting for somebody who today this version of him, tomorrow that version of him. So it's going to be how he feels. If he feels good, he does this. If he feels bad, he does this. And that's why his feelings are always touched when somebody says the slightest thing against him. You cannot criticize Trump. If you criticize Trump, you are an enemy. But to be a leader, you have to be able to listen to criticism and adjust the way you do things. You have to listen. You have to feed from people. Because those criticisms are the things that are going to make you pass good rules or pass good laws or be able to lead right. It's not just a positive criticism, because being a leader is not easy. It's tough. You have to make tough decisions. And those criticisms are what help you to go through those tough decisions.
In terms of explaining to people, some of these ideas are difficult to break down. And so here's why this would matter for you.
Why are his ideas difficult to break down? If you have policies, you have to make the policy so easy that the layman that you are hoping for to vote for you, the laywoman that you are hoping for to vote for you, can understand. So if she's saying that some of the policies are difficult to understand, who is going to vote for him then? Or is she trying to cover up for the rumbles? Because definitely it's going to be a rumble.
You know, it's easy to say, oh, I'm going to get $25,000 off if I buy a house, right? But it's more nuanced to understand the impact of these things on your bottom line. So it's going to be interesting to see if he's able to do that.
How do free market policies create jobs is what he said. And he gave an impassioned defense of free market policies. I was impressed.
It was very interesting to watch today.
Why would he not be impressed? He works for Fox. Why would he not be impressed? I can bet, I haven't got the money, but I can bet my life that Trump did not stay on message. That Trump did not answer any question that was asked of him. that Trump did not make any sense in what he was saying. I can bet my life on that.
Charlie, thank you. Always good to have you with us. Thanks a lot.
Anytime.
Fortunately, here you have Jessica Tarlov, the only pro-democracy voice on Fox, but she's part of the show called The Five. She's the one pro-democracy voice that gets shouted out by Jesse Waters and Jeanine Pirro and others. And here Jessica Tarlov says, did you hear what Donald Trump was talking about? It made no sense, like when he was trying to talk about childcare and rambled like a maniac. Here, play this clip.
But today was also about Donald Trump's economic speech, and we watched a lot of it. And I would dare any of you to listen to his answer on childcare and tell me what the hell he was talking about. It was one of the more incoherent things I've ever heard. He thinks tariffs are going to pay for everything. We know that they're a tax on the consumer. But this really highlights a big problem that everyone is saying, well, Trump is so transparent and Trump's out there and that's all that matters. What matters is the content of what he's saying. And none of it is explainable. This issue, which is a big priority for people, obviously a central plank of what's going on in the Harris campaign, he doesn't have an answer besides tariffs. And J.D. Vance yesterday was talking about just have grandma and grandpa do more, that's some sort of solution for people.
No, to be honest, we know Trump. We know Trump is a clown, but JD fans, he was asked the same question about childcare and what they are going to do about childcare. And dude said grandpa and grandma can help. Dude just said grandpa and grandma. That already exists. That already exists. But he's forgotten that grandpa and grandma live somewhere else. And the kids live in a different state. So would they be driving the kid to grandpa and grandma, or grandpa and grandma will be driving to their children to take care of their grandkids? He shouldn't even be talking about grandpa and grandma. Is grandpa and grandma part of the policy?
People. He's going to have energy prices, drill baby drill, even though we're producing more oil than we ever have before, leading the world, more tax cuts for the rich. And tariffs are the only way that we're going to be paying for it.
I think tariffs are designed to punish countries who subsidize their products.
But they don't work that way. And
no, for specific countries, they do. Look, I know.
You know what?
I know tariffs.
I've dated tariffs.
So then Fox's other goal, their other agenda, was to downplay Russian interference. So they have Marco Rubio on, and Rubio's like, why is this a big deal? These are these views have already been held by Republicans before. So what's the big deal about Russia amplifying it? Here, play this clip. If anything, the influencers are the victims. Play this clip.
Every one of those stories are real and truthful. Can you explain to me and this audience what that indictment's about?
Okay, so disinformation is something totally different from what they are going after or describing. Disinformation is when you make up things that aren't true and you spread it so people think they're true. In this particular case, we are talking about pre-existing political opinions in the United States. These are pre-existing political opinions that have existed well before any Russian engagement or involvement or what have you. One of the indictments that came out yesterday, it does not allege that these people that they say were being funded by the secret donor that was hiding their true identity, they already had these opinions. They already believed in these things. They legitimately believe in the views that they're espousing. They were victims. They were targets of a fraud in which someone posing as just a regular investor had Russian money behind them.
Then Sean Hannity plays a video clip of Putin, which fits right in with Fox's programming. Here, play this clip.
So yesterday, the DOJ announced that Russia is once again trying to interfere with the presidential election. But Vladimir Putin did actually make an endorsement in the presidential race today. He announced that he is backing Kamala Harris. Take a look.
As for the favorites, there is no need to define that. It's a choice by the people of America in the end. I've said that our so-to-say favorite was the acting president, Mr. Biden. He's been taken out of the race, but he advised all his supporters to support Mrs. Harris. That's what we'll do. We'll support her as well, and that's the first thing. Secondly, her laugh is so expressive and infectious. That means she's doing well.
Clearly talking about her laugh, he's mocking Kamala Harris.
And again, they're trying to normalize all of this.
That's what I said before in one of my videos. I said anybody who takes these Fox people serious must be smoking some high crazy shit. let's not forget that the guys were slammed almost $1 billion fine for lying. So once a company has been slammed that amount of money for lying, can you really believe anything they say anymore? That video we've just watched, what has that got to do? She laughs, and so what? She laughs. So what?
It's just normal for foreign governments to launder money to media front companies to spread disinformation that we've seen in this detailed.
Yeah, according to what he's saying, let's not forget what they were saying about Joe Biden and his crime family, the Biden's crime family. That Russia was laundering money through them. Russia was... Now people have been indicted. People are now being alleged to have received money from Russia to spread disinformation. And to them, so what? So what? They got some money, so what? And people forget that these people don't give a shit about them. To be honest, that is why politics in the US is comedy for some of us. We know politics everywhere is comedy, but politics in the US is just so damn good. And we are just getting started on this comedy. Before election day, it's going to be wild. Next Tuesday, whatever happens in the debate, this election is going to take full steam.
Indictment that we should all, as Americans, rally around the truth and the facts. Here you have Jeanine Pirro on Fox say that it's actually Democrats who are trying to use this as a pretext for a social media crackdown. Here's what the Democrats are doing. They're lying about Russia to go after social media companies. Here, play this clip.
The fact is that what they're trying to do is they're cultivating the field. Russia now, they're setting up a reason to crack down on social media and free speech before the next election, publicly accusing Russia of a sustained campaign. And if there are bad stories about to break on Kamala, you can be sure they're going to tell you it's Russian disinformation.
Then Jeanine Pirro says it's actually the Democrats who are trying to sow discord right now. It's always projection, accuse the other. Play this clip.
But you know, people sowing discord, I mean, that's what the Democrats did for 4 years when we were at each other's throats about Russia and whether or not Donald Trump was a Russian plant or a Putin puppet. The Democrats are the ones who sowed the discord.
But this is
and you know
evidence
what?
of what we were
at
talking
each
about
other.
actually happening. Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
Sowing discord. We assassinated people in blood with bloody coups, Jessica.
And by
You're
the
talking
way,
about a website.
Yeah, by the way, why is China buying all the land around the missile sites and the military bases? We're worried about
I think
Russia
China's
paying
about
someone. Yeah, well, they ought to do a press conference
if
about
it were
China.
reversed and a liberal YouTuber was being paid $400,000 a month to talk about.
How about the first family getting paid $20 million?
Yeah, and how many LLCs?
Let's talk about what
all right, let's
Jared
move to
Kushner got
this.
from the
Let's move to this. Donald Trump firing up a Hannity town hall in.
Then one of the lines that Jeanine Pirro uses, she goes, look, the only people who are interfering with elections are the Democrats who colluded with the government in 2020 to suppress speech. Donald Trump was in office in 2020. Donald Trump was the government. Biden, Harris were candidates at that time. But play this clip.
Okay, real fast as it relates to Russia. The Russians weren't messing up the election. It was the Americans. It was the Biden-Harris administration. It was bringing in these so-called intelligence agents. It was having the White House and the FBI call and say, suppress any discussion of Hunter Biden.
Hey, I'm Ben Meiselas, one of the co-founders of Midas Touch. You know, I heard Donald Trump on a podcast the other day once again say that climate change is not real. Let me show you what he said.
The biggest risk today, you know, when I hear these poor fools talking about global warming, they don't call it that anymore.
Why does he like to call people fools? Why does he like to label people fools? Even people who are more educated than him, people who have been to school more than, why does he like to call them fools? Or he likes to call them stupid? Only a stupid person. There's this guy who said something the other day who said Trump is just begging to be loved. I think that's the only guy who has said something that makes a lot of sense. Trump is begging to be loved. It's so heartbreaking when you even have a wife who doesn't love you. You have a wife who has to sign agreement to be with you. All these rambles that he goes around and rambles, he goes home, there's no love at home. He himself said he hardly sleeps. He stays up all night and tweet. That is why he's getting more angry and angrier by the day. Because at this age, if you don't have people who love you, you become angry and angrier by the day, because you know you are getting closer to the end. We all are getting closer to the end. But at this age, you do all this talking, you go on all these podcasts, you do all this stuff, and you go home, there's no love at home. And everybody who actually sits and talk with Donald Trump, these guys do not even like this man. The only thing is they know that he's got this base of stupid, uneducated people, according to Donald Trump. That's what he said, who are going to tune in, and by tuning in, they're going to make you money. That is why all these podcasts are sitting Donald Trump for a chat. And every time he comes there, he lies. And none of them pushes back the lie. Because it's all about the Benjamins. And that's why when he goes home, there's no love at home. He can't sleep. All he does is he stay up all night. And it's worse for Donald Trump because he doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, he doesn't do anything. So all he needs is love. But there's no love. And when there's no love at this age, you get so angry. Look at Biden. Biden, there's so much love. He has so much love. When after this, he has a few more months to go, Biden is going to enjoy his retirement. He's going to enjoy his retirement. And that's the reason why Trump, at all costs, he has to be president at this age. Because without that, Trump is nothing. And truly, they say money sometimes will not buy you happiness. Money can make you have things, but when it comes to happiness, money will never get you happiness. Anyway, guys, just try and subscribe to my channel. Try and like my videos. I know I've been asking for this, but with your support, I am going to definitely get somewhere. If you want to finish watching this video, you can go to the Midas Touch, Ben Mycelas, and watch the whole of the video. You will see Trump answering those questions, and you will see how senseless and crazy some of his answers were. If you were sat there, you would be like, what is he talking about? That's how you're asking the guy sitting next to you, like, what is he even talking about? Anyway, guys, stay safe, be good. Elections are coming. I'm not in America. I'm not allowed to vote. I live in the UK. It's your election. It's your voice. It's your vote. Just make sure you make it count. See you guys. Out.